We're waiting for the commissioner of the FCF. Hopefully he will join soon. If not, then let's see. Hey Ray, what's up?
What's up, young buck? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing fantastic. First off, I want to thank you for sitting down with me, talking about the FCF. I know I've been planning this for since the league started, as we all know. But
Yeah.
I don't know how to thank you for sitting down with me to talk to me about just all of the things that have been happening with the FCF, to what we should expect if we could talk about what we are expecting with the new season.
Okay.
And I like your shirt. Big support.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. You know, we the founders. We all have our teams
Right.
because we have to make sure that they're all getting ran away. So I was happy to get selected to be a GB. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun, man.
It's fun. My first question is, how was your reaction when they came up with this idea?
Oh, my first question and my first comment to you is, shouts out to you, brother.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you for reaching out. A lot of people, they get nervous and don't reach out or aren't even persistent about reaching out. I get a lot of fan page guys that I just don't know, but I knew who you were because you kept reaching out. And shouts out to you always, like supporting what we're doing, man. So
Thank you.
I could tell that this has opened up a creative, bone for you, which is cool.
Yes.
So, yeah, shouts out to you, brother. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Um, what my first question is to you, how when they came up with this idea, when they came up with the FCF to you, and they said they wanted you to become the commish, how did you what was your reaction with that? Like how were
Well, first of all, they did not come up with this.
or
Um,
I
when I was here, I'll tell you the backstory because a lot of people don't know. So I can't wait to tell you the backstory.
all right.
We never knew each other. All four of us, Grant Cohen, So Rob Fruity, Patrick Dees, myself, we didn't know each other. I was in Chicago, as you know, acting, doing a lot of those shows out there, Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, and all those things. And I had this idea of fans calling plays. I went to a semi-pro football team, one of my buddies'
Mhm.
team games, and I'm sitting in the stands,
The
and I'm
Screaming
sitting there
Eagles, I
like,
assume.
no. I'm in Chicago. I'm in Chicago. This is
Ah.
this is 7 years ago.
Oh
I'm
wow.
I, I, I'm at a semi-pro football team game, and I'm
Mhm.
watching the game from the stands, and I'm sitting there like, man, what? Like this coach is stupid. I'm in the stands like, and I'm texting my guy because he's semi-pro, so I'm texting my guy on the sideline like, man, what
Mhm.
is your coach thinking? So anyway, after the game, I went and talked to the coaches, and then I told the coaches, I said, hey, coach, offensive coach, defense, you guys mind staying? Could you run some plays for me, and could you do defense for me? So I went back up in the stands, and I texted him, run a
Mhm.
pass, run a sweep, run a play action pass, and he did it based off of what was in his playbook. And so that's when I kind of understood I had an idea. So I started beta testing an app, started working on an app. I put out a provisional patent. I was like excited, like, oh my gosh, I think I have something here.
Mhm.
And and did a couple of trials of it, and it was great. Ran out of money. Ran out of money. And it was just like it sat on the shelf. I ran into one of my old teammates, Tony Parrish, played safety for the Chicago Bears with the University of Washington.
Mhm.
Great safety. I played behind him for years, um, and told him my idea, and he was just like, man, I know somebody that's kind of got a same similar idea. His name is Sohrab Faroudi. He
Mhm.
owns an indoor football team in an arena league, and I'm like, oh snap!
Right.
Like somebody's got this idea. Like, oh, let's go. And then he was like, so me and Sohrab got on the phone. He's like, hey man, I got this idea, and I was like, hey, I got this idea, and we were like, he's like, come up and fly up. So I flew up to LA. He had already contacted Grant Cohen. Grant Cohen also had the same idea, but he had it in baseball. So
Ah.
they connected. Patrick Dees was a gamer, worked for Sorab. They were partners in the arena team. And so when we all flew up to LA, I had the football background. Sorab was a CEO already. Grant already worked in the CEO or the SEO market. And then we had Patrick that was the gamer. And we were like, let's do it. We got all the right ingredients. Why compete? And why don't we just do it together? And so when we all kind of sat down, we all decided like what was going to be our titles and what we were going to sit in. And I was just like, well, I know football, so I guess I'll be over the football stuff. And for it to be the commissioner, I didn't think that was going to be the case, but I've enjoyed it. And that's the birth of fan control football.
Now that is a story for a legacy.
It's everything that we're creating. It's people that didn't know each other, but people with a lot of skills, and they got together.
And the same attention.
Same thing, same attention, same passion, and they get together and they run an organization. That's what we did. That's the same thing what we're trying to teach our fans to do.
That's when I first heard of the league, it was Bob Minery. Bob Minery was the co-owner of the Zappers, and I watch his videos. Who doesn't? They're funny. So I was like, the Zappers, here's the Zappers, and it's like fan controlled football league. And then I started to get into it. It's like, okay, I don't know if this is real, this is fake, if he's just if this is his league or if this is something different. And then I forgot who I was talking to. Now I found out like the website. And so it's like, oh, so they're actually going to do this. I need to figure out how to watch it because this sounds fun. And I tell you, the first game, was like, oh wow, we're actually doing this. So at the same time, I'm like I'm not gonna lie to you, Ray. As soon as I heard about it, it's like I don't know how this is gonna react, how fans are gonna react to it, how supporters are gonna react to it. But I gave it a shot. It's like, oh wow, I like this. And my brother's like, oh, it's gonna fold after the first season. I was like, no, this actually has potential. And so then I had to figure out what my team was. That's like, okay, it's like, which team do I go for?
But you went with the Glacier Boys, though.
I went for the Glacier Boys. There's no doubt about it. I mean, and I'm going to tell you, the championship game was if you would have gotten on my fan page and saw my live reaction.
I saw it.
Oh God. I was so pissed. Not
only did I see it, I sent it to our co-founders the night I think it was either the night or the night after. I sent it to our founders, and I told them, I was like, and there was a couple other people during the night that had some really great reactions of the wins and the loss. And I sent that to them, and it was almost identical to a clip that we used to use in our deck when I think when the Seattle Seahawks lost against New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. So I was like, this is identical of the passion of what we're trying to create, right? And it was, and we all watched it. So yeah, when I saw it, I was just like, I was looking at it like. I was like, damn, he's serious about this.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I kept saying, like, with the Seattle Seahawks, I was like, why did we pass? We picked the pass play when we were on the 5-yard line. We should have just ran it in, and we would have won it. Like, and then it's like when Ed Crouch ran it in, I was like, oh, but like, that's like, I felt intensity from that, and that's what I mean. Like, that's what I want to feel from football. Or fan controlled football in this matter. Yeah. But like,
and I think that's what's so cool about it, because you get to feel like you are a part of it. And that's what's so great about it. It's like you are a part of it. So
right. I mean, the app has been glitching for me a little bit because I couldn't pick the plays, but it's like I'd rather watch football than pick plays because I know I don't want to lose fan IQ. So
but that's the whole point, man. Like, look, it's so funny. Everybody's got so much shit to say when the game's going on. It's just like, well, why don't you be a part of it? Like stop talking about it, be about it. You know what I'm saying? And but that's the cool thing about what we're doing. You don't have to want to play or pick plays to want to be a part of the FCF, and that's what's so dope about it.
Right. And so like once everything happened, it's like, okay, I'm gonna like this league. When's it gonna start again? And that's my other question for you. Do we have a announced day of when it's going to start again, or is that too much information that can't be out?
Nope. Well, yes and no. Yes, we do, and yet, well,
Because I don't want
yes
to
and
ask.
yes.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't want to
yeah.
ask questions that you can't answer. So.
Yeah. It's yes and yes. And the reason I say that is we try to get all of our um, announcements on the Fan Control Show
Mhm,
to keep people there. Because I get a lot of people reaching out to me, and I know we've noticed that with the four of us,
mhm,
people hit all four of us, and then someone ends up saying something that we all didn't talk about yet. So
mhm.
we're like, oh, I thought we were gonna, I talked to somebody that was like the Beast fan channel. I think it's the Mafia,
East
and I
Mafia.
had
I
said
know.
something, yeah, and I was like, oh, I wasn't supposed to say that. And so we try to put all of our announcements on the fan control show. So, but we do have a date already. We talked about it Monday. The date's almost solidified. There's a really unique opportunity we have, and that's why we're
Mhm,
not saying the date. And you probably
mhm.
imagine what that is, but it's
Right. To be honest with you, I
it'll
don't know what you're talking about, and I'm hoping to keep it as a surprise because I really I
yeah.
want to
It'll
keep
be
it
a
a surprise. Like,
yeah. It would be worth the surprise. I mean, if I told you now and then you saw it, it wouldn't be the same reaction. So I
right,
think that's what we try to tell you. Like, look, just wait. It's better when you wait. When it's not
right.
as good
The
when we
last.
know about it and
Mhm,
then they work on it and it gets there. It's not the same. So yeah.
right. Because that's the last time. I don't know the last thing that you said. Like, you couldn't tell me because it's like, oh, when I posted about the FCF about season one, you said don't post anything after that because it's going to get copyrighted. And I was like, okay, at least I got a warning before I posted
Okay.
it. So.
Yeah, and look, man, I've got about a handful of guys that reach out to me.
Mhm,
When we have some information that we can share, you'll definitely be the first type of guys that we throw out there too. So
okay. So you guys are going on the fan controlled football show today, right? At 5 o'clock or.
So, unfortunately, today we are canceling, and it's because of a personal reason. One of
Mm,
our hosts, one of I don't want to say who, but
mm,
has a has going through some tough times with his
uh,
family in a health situation. So today we all decided to take a knee for him. Uh,
mm.
that's much as I want to say about that. So
Well, I'm sorry to hear whoever it is. My
yeah.
condolences are going to them. So.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. It's a tough situation. So,
So
but we'll be back next week. We'll be back next week.
the I saw something that you guys posted about like the commish something that you guys are talking like you're going to talk to.
Yeah.
Was that
Uh,
supposed?
the commissioner corner. In the
Yeah.
commissioner's corner, I basically answer questions from the chat, and so that's if they don't if they don't ask the question about the things that you're asking,
Mhm.
we'll say them if we know them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if we don't hear when is the league starting? If we didn't see it, we'll be like, hey, by the way, this question didn't come up, but we're starting at this time. So yeah,
Mhm.
Commissioner's Corner is almost kind of like the secrets of we say what's going on in the inside of the league.
Awesome. And I want to go back to when I figured out this league. I didn't expect to talk to Trey Dante, talk to Andrew Jamil, talk to most of the players. Me and Trey Dante are getting are like brothers basically because we talk too often. but but it's like I just never knew he how everybody's so unique, like how they talk to their fans, like, and that's what I think I like about the fan controlled football league. And like you get to be in the league, you get to talk to
Mhm.
players if you like to. If you want to talk to
Yeah,
the commish, literally, you can talk to them and
yeah,
point out your perspectives. So I like this league a lot, and I guarantee a whole bunch of people like this league. Um, I can't wait to see who the two new teams are whenever they get announced.
yeah, man.
I
That's gonna be
honestly,
awesome. That's gonna be awesome. And
I
it's so cool because we all think of it's cool to jump on the bandwagons, but
I'm
the
not
people that have
jumping.
all
I'm not
right, the people that have exactly the people that have already like infused
solidified their
themselves,
team.
yeah, that's like why change that? Why try to
Right.
jump and you have all this equity that you've already put in one team. Like
Right.
like build that joint up. Like that's the great thing about it too. Is like when we first started the season, well not season before we got to the playoffs,
Mhm.
the Glacier Boys was at the end of the road. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then they ended up going to the game. I thought I was just hoping to say that. I was so hoping they were going to win because it would have just told that story of you
Mhm.
forget
The
your record. All you got to do is play that
everybody
last
doubted
game.
us. Like I remember when I was on live stream, I believe it was like the second interview with Trey Dante Hill. Uh, TJ Edwards, the second, came on like to chat and goes, "You're gonna get that beast mode beat down." It's like, okay, it's like, don't threaten us. And it's like, oh, I can just say I pissed him off with a lot of ads that night. So at the point he told me to stop. So it's like, okay, I'll stop. But
That's awesome.
but like just saying, like we were 1-4, 1-3. I don't know how many weeks there were. I believe we were 1-3.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, so my standards, like, okay, do I believe that? Because in my perspective, I had us winning, but at the same time, it's like we're about to get our ass kicked. Like it's gonna be bad. Like if we don't rally up. Playoff Andrew Jamil went off, so I mean I'm glad for that. So
Yeah.
uh,
I had said the same thing. I had the Glacier Boys winning based off of their draft picks. I
right,
thought the Glacier Boys had the best drafts consistently. Like you could see the team
right,
being built, and I was like, it's a wrap. And then when you guys got D'Angelo, I was like, it's a wrap.
right.
I'm going to look amazing because I called this when it first happened. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, but the Wild Aces, man, I say it all the time because we get to meet with all the team owners and
Mhm.
the groups, and I say it all the time. And the Wild Aces do a hell of a job organizing and structuring their team, their playbook, their in touch with the players and all that stuff. I think the Glacier Boys are probably second. I think they do a really good job
Right,
connecting with the players.
right. I mean, I love that. I love all the teams. I love all the teams except the Wild Aces because they are, well, rival number one. But like I just, there's multiple things. There's one thing with the refs. You heard about that. You knew everybody knew about that.
Yep.
Um, I'm not gonna get into much detail with it.
Yep.
In my
No,
opinion,
go ahead. No. Go ahead. Good. Give me your opinion. I'm just getting some coffee, but go ahead. Give me
uh,
your opinion about the refs.
my opinion on the refs, like I honestly, and I mean this in the most absolute way possible. It was the first year, so I'm not gonna get too angry, but I did get angry after a few catches that they missed. There was a few
Mm-hmm.
missed catches, and I get that this is the beginning league or
Mm-hmm.
it was the startup, so I'm not gonna get too angry at them, but
Mm-hmm.
we should have at least been 3-3 at the end of it. So like at the point where I was like, okay, we need to do something with the refs, and then when I heard you say it's literally beginning league, it's like, yeah, I should look like right, like I said, you're right, and but I'm hoping next season, whenever it begins, either I've heard rumors that's going to start in June. I don't know if that's true or not. Um, I'm hoping that they are starting to learn the game a little bit better,
Mm-hmm.
and that we can begin arena football, because this is fan controlled football, but it's basically arena football in that type of way. I mean, like I'm not,
Well, let me break little bit of that down. Number one, I'm glad that you brought that up because
because people are saying that it's literally arena football. I was like, no, this is fan controlled football. This is a whole
right.
different. But I mean, like I get how they're saying like it's a 50-yard field. It's
Mm-hmm.
basically a small field for arena football, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
there's
Right.
differences.
There's a big difference. The arena's 9, we're 7. So the rules have to change, and people have to realize
Mhm.
that we're not 3-hour games, we're 1-hour games. We've
I like
changed a
that.
lot of the rules. We've changed a lot of the rules and allowed the fans to pick some of the rules. So there's no special teams. There are special teams in the arena. So yes, it's fan control because we've changed it and made it ours.
Right.
When it comes to the referees, and I had to step back, bro, as a commissioner. Look, I'm new at this whole commissioner thing, and I
Right.
had to step back and the football in me, because every flag that's thrown on a defensive player to
Like
me
you're like
is
what the
bogus.
you're like what the hell? Like what was that? Like what was
Yeah,
that?
I'm a defensive man at heart. So, but I had to, when I sat down with the head referee and got schooled. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
When it's like me sitting down with you and talking about cover 2 and cover 3 and schooling you, and you
Mhm.
telling me you think you know cover 2, and I'm telling you no, this is how it's done, and understanding that these are traditional referees, right?
Yeah.
The traditional referees that 11 on 11 3-hour games, they've been doing this for their entire life. We hand them over this playbook of this entire new league, and
Right.
them having to make that transition to saying this instead of that. We had to have that. We needed to figure that out and be better at it. It was the first year doing it, but I think uh, I didn't. First of all, I don't want to. I gave them way too much uh, criticism. I think the fans did too. I think
Mhm.
next year will be better. And we figured out some cool ways, and to get the fans more involved, because every time there's an issue, our founders were like, man, well, how do we fix it? How do we fix it? And then we go, well, let the fans figure it out. And
Right.
every time we do that, it worked. The fan review, that was
That
brilliant.
was genius. I
It was
mean,
brilliant. It was brilliant. I mean,
right.
Greg Cohen was the one who came up with that. But when he came up, we were like, oh, that's brilliant. And the way that people picked it up and jumped on board, oh, it was brilliant. And so those were the type of things we want to do to take some of the pressure off of the referees.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I don't even like being called arena football, because
Mhm.
I've seen it, done it, owned arena football team. It's so different from that. Where
Right.
the audience is different. Our audience is younger guys. That the arena league, that's an old traditional sit
Right.
down in the chair, uh, fan. We're looking for the
Mhm.
fan like this, that's excited and you know meeting with the players, talking to the players, trying to figure the organization out. You know what I'm saying? Putting up their own content. That's the type of play. That's the type of fans that we're looking for.
Right. And I like how you guys started with all this with the technology. You guys put you guys really are making fan controlled football a real life version of Madden. I
Yeah.
mean, that's like the best thing ever to be ever created, because I never would have thought in a million years that this would be a league, or not even a league, a thing that happened.
And I did.
Because
Right.
but I'm glad that you kept this in your back pocket and now it's real life. So
See, that's what I love to hear, because people ask me why I do it. Can you hear me?
yeah.
Let me see. Sorry about that. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I was saying that's what I love about this, because being a commissioner, I
Mhm.
love the opportunities that it's opening up for players and people like you being a content creator. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's dope. Like, you figured out a niche, and you're going to use our content to create your own media. And that's the
Mhm.
type of thing that we're looking for, because we want to have more people like you, so we can bring them into the ecosystem and let fans,
Right.
all of our fans, get to
My
know this guy.
reactions
Like,
will definitely get people into the my
yeah.
reaction to the games are going to get people to, and I mean my fan page only got about like 200 people following me, but at this
Yeah.
point it's like I don't care about the follows. I care about giving you guys Glacier Boy content,
Yep.
FCF content. It's honestly just what I like to do, and I'm thinking about creating a YouTube channel for it, like interviews like this and all that type of
You you
stuff.
sh- you you absolutely should, and we're gonna get your following up. So I'm gonna push people to you. Okay.
Thank you, Ray. That's that. But no, like
But next time you have a video, you have to make your damn bed, bro.
oh, this ain't even my bed. This is right now it's just a store. I'm cleaning up my room right now, so it's literally storage. Trying to move
I was just
everything.
messing with you. I was just
Thanks.
messing with you.
Uh, um, but what I'm really hoping is that when we do expand like season 3, season 4, if we get to build up to that point, in my personal opinion, I would really want to go to one of these games just to feel the atmosphere of the whole thing.
Yeah,
Like, like it's
yeah,
like, I really want to go. Like it's like I don't want to keep watching on Twitch because I mean like I have to keep watching on Twitch until I get down there. But
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like I want to go down there. It's like I don't know how
Well,
to.
that's that's some of the the new news that'll possibly be coming out, like how to get fans in the stands again.
Mm,
We don't we had a lot of the investors and
mhm.
team owners and their posses at the championship. So he had about 100 people there.
Wow.
Well, yeah, as you remember, if you talk to Trinate, all the players could not come see us. I didn't get a
Mhm.
chance to shake Jerdy's hand until the day of the championship. So
Right.
even when we shot that, when we pretended to shoot that cut, when I was going to cut him, we shot a video that I was going to cut Jerdy. I still couldn't touch him. So I had no presence with those players. And so when these investors and the team owners and their posses came in, they still had to get rapid tested before they got to the game too. So if
Right.
you got a negative before that, you couldn't come to the game that night.
Mhm.
So, but having them there was about 100, 100 people.
I
And it
mean
was
you.
like a part, it was like a party. It was like a
Mhm.
party. And we were like, man, how dope would this be when the fans get here?
Right. And once we get vaccinated and once this COVID stuff is all over, I'm not going to expect a full house, but like at least.
No, no, that's not what we want. We want it to be an intimate
Right.
VIP type of party. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely. I'll probably be at one of the games. So it's going to be like me and my parents were talking yesterday. It's like you should ask the commission if we can come down one day and see the whole experience. It's like I don't know when the new season's going to be, so I can't ask them that and then tell y'all. It's like because that's
Well,
classified
I,
information. So
well, I tell you what, we're gonna get you on the. We'll see if we can set up a meeting with you and one of the other founders too, and we can kind of start, uh, pushing your content a little bit, okay? And saying that, you want to, when you're doing these interviews,
mhm,
make sure you have all the questions and things that you want answered, because a lot of times these interviews get maybe 30 minutes or 20 minutes, but you want to make sure that you get all those really good audio clips that you can cut up and get, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
just make sure that you got your notes are real tight, so when people are giving you those answers, you can just keep spinning them questions, so you have all this really great content that you can spit out.
Mhm. And that's what I'm hoping is that my content, my game reactions, my hopefully everything would
Yeah.
will come to something that's even more because a lot of people don't know this and people have been saying no. I was actually the first Glacier Boys fan page before everybody else. So it's like everybody like saying I was the first Glacier Boys fan page and I just laugh off and go, no, you're not. Because I made it as soon as the first draft, I believe, or once the league or once I figured out who I was gonna root for. It's like
Mm,
this is who I'm gonna make a fan page for, have fun
yeah.
with it. You know what I mean? It the drafts are awesome. I mean, the fun of the technology, and that's the other thing that I want to talk about is that the
Yeah.
drafts are something to be acknowledged. Like you're putting WWE entrances and football intros in the exact same thing. So I mean, just to think about that, and then
Man, how dope! Like I was able to be drafted, but I never got that that first round jersey. I
right,
watched it on TV. It was cool. Don't get me wrong, but
right,
everybody wants that draft feeling. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So I think the guys, the more we did them, the guys started to like really understand why we were doing them, getting to know it and loving it, and making up their own skits and come outs, and that's what we wanted, man. We wanted guys to have fun. We wanted to bring fun back into football. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's I'm a big fan of the draft. I think. It shows the fans that it gives a chance the fans get to know the players. I think the draft was where the draft and the Man Up show was what got fans to know Galloway,
Hmm.
Braden, Trav Daddy. You know what I'm saying? It was
Hmm.
like Boykin. It was like places that they were able to get showcased, and
Right.
that's what I liked about the whole Man Up draft content. It's real cool.
Yeah. The whole man up thing, like I got it. I was like, what is this? And then it's like, oh, this is where they can show it. This is basically like a pro day, and then you got the
Right,
draft. Then you got the
right,
draft. Like
right.
that was that was actually kind of smart. And it's like,
Yeah. When I was at University, well, it didn't matter. You could be at any and every college in the entire land and
mhm,
NFL team, but in every session in practice, one-on-ones come up. So when I was at Tennessee, one-on-ones came. I was throwing, Peyton was the quarterback. Peyton Manning was the quarterback, and I had every All-American wide receiver in the world at that time.
mhm,
And the sidelines are fans, like
mhm.
VIP fans, and scouts, NFL scouts. That every practice there were NFL scouts at that time, and it was your chance to show what you could do. You
Right.
know what I mean? And then it also put film together, practice film that NFL scouts used to look at to see how you moved. And if they were looking at Peyton Manning, they was also looking at you. If they were looking at the wide receiver, they were like, who was defending him?
Right.
And that's how they got to know you. And so when I thought of the concept, I'm like, we have to do this. This is the way our fans will get to know the players. And this is the way the players can take serious practice getting into the man on man. So you got to practice your ass to get into
Right.
the man on man drill. So it helps. It's a great momentum. And we're going to add to that stuff. And I'm glad that's one of my favorite. Every NFL player I talk to and I tell them, yeah, man, we took out special teams. They're like, oh, okay. I was like, but
That
we replaced it with the one-on-ones. They're like, oh man, that's dope. That's dope.
like I as soon as I, like you said, you took out special teams, I was like, how is that going to work? Like when they score a touchdown, are they going to go for 2 points? Are they going to go? And it's like, oh, they're doing the man up again, so it's just going to be a man up battle for the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I like the overtime rule too. I believe it's kind of like college, so you got, or I don't know how it's supposed to work, but the first overtime game was,
I'm
I
listening.
believe
Go ahead, bro.
I believe that we were in it. I believe the Glacier Boys were in the first overtime game. I don't know if it was us or the Zappers and the Beasts. But so as soon as I watched it, I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun. And it's like I don't know how people can down this league. I mean, if you literally just watch one game, one show, one thing to learn about it, and you actually watch it, it's pretty fun. I
Yeah.
mean, it's it's one of those that you like I like I told you, most of my family thought that this was gonna, well, not my dad because he had kept his mouth shut, but my brothers my brothers are saying, oh, this league's gonna fold, and it's like, no, it's not. We're already on season 2, or talking about season 2, or they're talking about season 2. I shouldn't say I, because I'm not part of it, but
But you are a part of it. That's the thing about
right.
it. You'll get information. You'll get information that others won't. That's the and you know we want you to. I want to be able to tell you some things, and
Right. I mean, like
maybe
I get that you have restrictions, and I
yeah.
respect that. I mean, every league has restrictions. The NFL has restrictions. The indoor football league has restrictions. And
Mhm.
I wasn't expecting getting on here and getting like straightforward answers like when's next season, or when are we gonna find out. I don't know if this is gonna be too much information, but do we have this is gonna be, yeah, this won't be answered, but I'm still gonna ask it. When do we have a day of when we're going to be like when the fans are going to be making new teams, or is that coming soon? Like like, can we say how soon that is, or are we still?
Say that one more time.
I don't know if this question can be answered just because of, like I said, restrictions. But are we
Mhm.
getting close to introducing the new teams, like building the new teams, like we did with the Glacier Boys, the Beast, the Zappers, and the Aces, or
Yes.
we are getting
Yes,
close to that?
the first thing we have to do is solidify the contracts with the team owners. So yeah, we're going through the steps of picking the new team owners for those two teams.
Mhm.
So before we can even get fans even involved, we got to be like,
Right.
hey, Adam Sandler and Joe Budden owns these two teams, and do you like it, and then people go, oh, and then I'm just picking those guys out. I just threw those names out there, man.
I
I
mean,
have not talked to Joe Budden and I have not talked to Adam Sandler. I'm just saying that. But
that'd be
yeah, so we got to pick those first. Once we get the team owners solidified, and which we probably want anywhere between 2 to 3 because we want the genre to be diverse in each team. But once we do that, that's when we start the names,
the
the
building.
colors, the building. Yeah, that's when the fans come in from there.
Well, I cannot wait until that happens because honestly, like I'm not gonna jump on any bandwagon. I mean, I solidified where I'm at, where I'm gonna
Yeah.
sit. And here's another question I need to ask: are you guys, after the bubble's done, like after COVID's over, are
Mhm.
you guys planning on being like a travel league where you guys go to city, or?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a question I can answer. And a lot of people haven't answered that question. That's a really good question. It doesn't seem that we're gonna be in the bubble next year. It seems like the COVID thing will be, or not next. When I say next year, I'm meaning
Right.
in this season.
Hmm.
Um, we've talked about that. We will probably that will definitely will we're 85%, 80% sure we'll probably be back in Atlanta next year.
Hmm.
When I say, and again, when I say next year, I'm saying this season. So
Hmm.
mark my word when I say that. But we thought about that because just think how dope that could be if we did go to Texas or Las Vegas or New
Hmm.
York. Um, you bring that city into our content. You bring
Right.
that the hometown players into that. So
Hmm.
that is something we've definitely thought about being somewhat of a traveling reality show in a sense. The hip hop
Right.
Atlanta, hip hop New York. You know what I'm saying? So it's an idea that we've definitely been playing with.
And like I said, like if you guys do that, I'm hoping you guys hit Ohio, because I'm from
Are you in
Ohio.
Ohio? Okay,
Yeah, so
okay.
I'm like I'd
It's
rather.
so funny. It's so funny. We were talking about team captains, and they were like, "Any guys had any like some crazy ideas of anybody?" I was like, "Yeah, Rob Dyrdek. Like, we need Rob Dyrdek. Rob Dyrdek would be an amazing team owner."
Yeah. I mean, there's a
I
lot
watch
of.
ridiculousness literally every day. Like, I was like, dude, that dude could easily be a team owner. He'd be a great team
Mhm.
owner.
And don't and another one. I don't even know who another a funny team owner would be, because we already have Bob Menery, so I can't say Bob Menery because he's already a team owner or a
Dude, they
co-owner.
got trust me. There are a lot of
There's some good
selections.
candidates out there.
There are some very good candidates out there.
I cannot wait until they get
Um,
announced.
yeah.
Like we were always thinking, like, who you guys should bring, and I don't know if this is even possible, but y'all should get Snoop Dogg to commentate one game. If that.
Man, I tell you what, man. So we had reached out to Snoop a few years ago on
Mhm.
this, and he was just, I mean, Snoop. You gotta think, man. Snoop has built such a, iconic brand. It's just been he's just
Mhm.
doing so much, and so now I think he just signed that deal with Triller, as the broadcaster for their
Oh
fights.
yes.
Yeah. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, he signed a deal with Triller to be their lead, their color commentary. So he's
Well, now I
perfect.
gotta.
But man, we'd love to have a guy like Snoop. Man,
Mhm.
he's dope. He's dope.
No, his commentary is just golden. So I mean, um, so I don't even know what to ask anymore. Like I think, Oh, so after after we expand and after the new season begins,
Mhm.
like, are you like you said earlier, when I believe when you're on the field, one of your lives on Instagram, you said that you guys are going to travel, find new players.
Mhm.
Had has anybody from last season re-signed, or has
No,
nobody has re-signed?
not yet, because we haven't put
Oh, okay.
contracts out yet. Yeah, yeah. We have a good amount of we have a good idea of who's coming back so
Mhm,
far. I've had personal conversations with certain guys.
mhm.
Of course, guys that were did some really good stuff last year. So we have an idea who's coming back. So it kind of opens us up to where we're going next to go get other players. So yeah, I tell you, man, when we had the Screaming Eagles. I don't know if you remember, but Verlon Reed was our quarterback
Oh, wow.
uh, with the Screaming Eagles, and we found some ballers in Ohio. And when I was at the University of Tennessee, we found some ballers. I had Peerless Price was from Ohio, played at Tennessee. He was, I mean, you guys always have some good athletes out there, so
Mhm.
we'll probably definitely do something in that area for sure.
That's that's awesome, because it's like I've always wanted to come down there. Like, I wanted to go down there season one, but of course
Hmm.
COVID ruined that chance
Yeah.
of it actually
Yeah,
happening.
if we have a tryout in if we have a tryout in Ohio, I'll let you know for sure. You come out and come out and help us out.
That'd be awesome. And once again, I want to thank you for letting Trey Dante shout me out that draft night, because I knew he said he'd talk to you about it,
Mm,
and it just put a smile on my face when I saw him walk out with the blue shirt on, pointed at it and said my name. And I don't know what else he said after that, because the audio was not that great when he was saying it, but I heard Sean Matthews, and then after that was, so I mean, like,
yeah,
but that's another thing. I want to thank you for that. So
all good, man. Man, send me a T-shirt, man, and I'll shout you out too. I mean, that's like I said, man. I'm one of the commentators, so I'm very visible. So I like to
mhm.
uh, shoot out the players, and if they've got brands and stuff, I like to show them. And man, to be honest with you, man, I know my nephew. Um, your you were telling me about your
Autism.
syndrome that you have.
Mhm.
My nephew has the same thing, the exact same thing. He's a little younger. He's 9 or I'm sorry, 9. He's 11, and
Mhm.
he has this. Yeah, he has the same thing, and that's my guy right there. So you should definitely talk that up, man.
And that's what this month's all about. As you saw, I've been posting a lot of autism spectrum.
Hmm.
Um, there's a there's a live stream on Twitch that's happening, that we're trying to raise $1 million before, because we had these autism hate groups, as of, well, I'm not going to say their name because of, I don't want to get
Yeah.
blasted for it,
Hmm.
because but we're trying to reach $1 million, because a lot of people want to find a cure for autism, and it's like, it makes us feel like you don't want us, like, it makes us feel like you don't want. And I understand that some people don't want autistic children, because they're a lot to handle,
Hmm.
but I mean, at the same time, it's a fun experience, because you get to talk, like, you have to teach them a lot of things.
Hmm.
So, as but I've overcome many challenges in my life, so I'm happy about it. So,
That's what's up. That's what's up. And uh, you like I said, you send me a T-shirt, and I'll make sure I put it on. We shout that out, man. I'm always supporting, man. If it you just you open up something for me, because mine it's able for me to talk about my nephew, and he loves this. He's a zapper. So
ah,
if he knew somebody else was out there that was that was like another team, or like he would that would choke him up. I already know. So
it choked me
yeah,
up
let's
talking about my autism. So it's like,
yeah. What
But
color? What color is the autism brand? Is it
Evan,
purple?
blue.
It's blue. Oh, is it? Is it? It's a darker blue, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I didn't give Trey Dante a shirt when I just told him to wear something blue.
Hmm.
So, but I'm planning on getting autism awareness wristbands and giving it to the like people that I've talked to, and I'm hoping to. Well, if you want one, I'll give you one. If
Yeah, 100%.
um, but that like speaking of the spectrum, and this is an opinion that I've talked to Deej about it, but the season was over already.
Mm.
Next season I want to do like like a small exhibition to raise money for autism awareness, if that is even possible. If it's if that's even in the inclusive, talk about that.
You know what we should think about or talk about. Let me talk to. There's a lot of things we got to work through to get to the charity stuff because with Susie G. Coleman,
Mhm.
but something that really who all started that whole thing was oh gosh, I'm thinking of the quarterback. I just lost my third train of thought. Zapper's quarterback.
I don't, was he
I'm losing
what do you
my
remember what number he was? I probably know him.
uh Marchie. Jesus, Marchie. My eyes been talking all day. Marchie actually was the one who came up with that. So he came to me and was like, "Yo, Commish, I want to give back to a charity,
Mm-hmm.
and every time I throw a touchdown, I want half of my check to go to that charity."
Good
And
for
I was
him.
like, and then we have fans, donate off of that. And I was like, "Oh, that's dope, March." And we connected him with Suji G. Coleman. So I know, uh, and then Marlo Sean tried to do it with his Relentless brand as well to get donate, and Marlo Sean actually got $1,000 donation to
Wow.
his charity from one fan.
Oh.
Yeah, so we should think about that because I know there's a lot of guys like, hey, I'd love to give back, but I just don't know which group to do it to. So
Right.
I could be like, yo, hey, what about autism? And then there's a connection there, and maybe one of the maybe one of our players has a son or a brother that's autistic, and so we can tie it together to. Can
Uh-oh.
you hear me?
You broke up a little bit, but
Is that better? Can you hear me?
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm saying maybe we can find a player in coming up player that maybe possibly either deals with autism in his family,
Mm-hmm.
knows somebody, and so we can connect the two and make it more organic.
That's and I mean, if it can't happen, it can't happen. I understand that, but
Yeah,
like that was one of the things that like when I was like, okay, if I can get one player to do it, what happens if I can get like exhibition game going on? I mean, it won't mess with anybody's records. It was just a little like not one on one, but like foot. I don't know what you would call it, but like just to raise
like
money, a
like
charity
a
game.
scrimmage. Yeah,
Yeah,
like a
like a
scrimmage. Yeah,
scrimmage, and then it's
yeah.
just like you like every touchdown or like fans can donate, and that was one of the things. Like if I can talk to you about it, or I already tried to talk to Patrick Deej, but he said the league was like over for the season, so it couldn't happen. And
Mhm.
I knew that, so it's like, but that's what I was wondering, like if that could actually happen, and then
Well, I tell you what, it take again to add a game
mm-hmm.
cost
Ah,
tremendously.
yeah,
So, but what we could possibly do, um, I mean, that's a great idea, and because it could bring awareness to our exhibition game, our scrimmage.
mm-hmm.
So we will have a scrimmage, of course, before the season, and we haven't talked about it being live or not. But now that the technology is done and whatnot, so the
Mm-hmm.
scrimmage probably could be televised live. And if that's the case, maybe we should talk to the National Autism Association or whatever, and see if that'd be something they'd be interested in. So
Mhm.
I think that's a great idea. I'll throw an email together today and see if that's something we'd be interested in, and how to tie you into that too, if that makes any sense.
Mhm. I have to figure out which. I believe it's the ANSA. I need to figure out which group to actually
Okay.
do it for, because I don't want to associate with Autism Speaks.
Hmm.
Like I told you, they're kind of they're not technically a hate group for autism, but they just like, I've heard multiple things, and it's like I don't want to be with that, so they can do them, but I
Okay.
can't. So once I find it, I'll DM you. Like I'll find what uh the
Yeah. Let me
it's
know.
called.
Just let
So
Yeah. Let me know, and I'll put a word in our marketing ear so we can kind of say, hey, what if we did this, and see what they say, and we never know.
so scrimmages, then the actual games. So I like the idea that you guys are like making the off season like that. Like the off season
Yeah.
is quick. So that's another thing that I like about the league. So
Yeah.
that the off season, then we just get right into the game, and then we can find the next people's champion. Should have been us, but I ain't gonna talk about
Hmm.
that.
I hear you.
But
Well, anything else, my man?
I think that's it, right?
I appreciate you, brother. Sean, yeah, keep in touch. I'm on Instagram, so I may not get to you maybe a couple of days, only because I just got so much going on. But
Mhm.
and sorry that this took so long.
I didn't, I
But
didn't, I didn't even plan for it to be this long. I don't know how long it is, to be honest with you.
actually, it's an hour. Yeah, we got 55 minutes. Oh, that's pretty good. 55
It's
minutes.
pretty much an hour.
Yeah.
But well, Ray, I thank you for coming on, talking to me, talking about the whole FCF. Well, not technically what we can expect, but what we can get ready for the next upcoming season. I'll reach out to you about the autism stuff if I can figure out what I
Yeah.
can do. And by the way, before I let go, because I told him I would, Sean Brown says hi before I but like as soon as I said, it's like, hey, I'm about to talk to the commission, he goes, oh, tell him I said hello.
Sean's a great guy. Great guy, man.
It's
Great
like,
guy. Good.
mhm.
I tell you,
But
that's one thing we did. We had some character dudes like in the league. We had some really great men. Like you weed out guys that get in trouble and whatnot, but
mhm,
most of all, we had a solid group of guys in there. So I was really happy about that.
that was, I'm glad that we got Josh Gordon in there, and I'm hoping we can get some or NFL players that want to join. So I'm hoping that they have, because I don't want to ruin any surprises. I hope they contacted you and said, "Hey, give me a damn contract." So,
We've
but
got some surprises, bro.
and I cannot wait to hear them and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, thank you for talking to me. It was a great honor and pleasure to talk to you. And hopefully one day we can actually meet face to face instead of phone screen or a computer screen. And
100.
it was a great honor to talk to you, Mr. Austin.
100%. Same to you, brother, man. We'll meet one day and we'll dap up, bro.
I'm hoping.
All right, man. You have a good one today.
Yep, you too. Thank you.
All right.